Good morning. Welcome to another edition of the 411 Talk Zone radio show, Red Pill Edition. My name is Leon Jones. And in this segment, I'm going to give you a part 3 on why beauty is only skin deep. So let's get into it. Now, when I listen to a number of YouTubers out here, particularly in the black sector, they have their own style with how they present themselves when it comes to dealing with this modern day woman. Now, when I've done my videos in the past, and I've said, you have a number of good women out here. And if you are a man and you're in search of a good woman, what you need to have going for yourself is you look at your position in life. You make sure your finances are straight. You make sure that your health is straight. You make sure that you speak properly. You make sure you have necessary credentials. Now, the idea is to basically give yourself confidence without putting women on a pedestal. But when it comes to energy, you want a woman who's feminine. You want a woman who can cook. You want a woman who's wife material. But too often, too many guys are looking at the exterior instead of the interior. What you have to understand when it comes to women, and of course, women, no matter how harsh we are with them, they're not stupid. A number of them know the games out here, particularly older women, because I always tell you, a number of older women have been brainwashed by feminism. Younger women have also been brainwashed by feminism. But at the end of the day, when it comes to being select and non-select, all men are select and all men are non-selected. Because for the most part, this modern day woman is going to pick you based on her needs. And you have a number of modern day women who are not seeking commitment or relationships. They're just having fun. Now, when you get a certain age, as a man and even as a woman, you should know what you want in life. But too often, us men, the reason why we fail with women is because we are looking for the same kind of woman, but we're getting no results. It's like you go ahead and do the same task over and over again, looking for a different result. Well, in the real world, that doesn't happen. So what you have to do as a man, you have to utilize self-improvement. Now, self-improvement starts with you. As a man, you have to be responsible. You have to be loyal. You have to be trustworthy. And when you roll solo as a man. When you come up to having a business for yourself, don't tell everybody your plans. You got to be mysterious. You as a man have to know what you want out of life. The women will follow. Like I said, you know, a number of us red pill men, we do harsh critiques of women, but there are good women out here. But many men have to know how to get a good woman, because it's not about game. You don't need to be in a bunch of books. You don't have to listen to a bunch of dating coaches. What you have to do is understand life. And part of life is understanding yourself as a man. And being red pill, you don't listen to mainstream, because mainstream media, what they do, they ostracize men. Now, you got to be very careful when you pick women out here, because a number of women out here are bisexual. And a number of men are bisexual as well, and I can prove that to you right now. Used to be profiles in Craigslist. Well, a lot of the profiles had men seeking men. So when you are sleeping with some of these women, you got to understand that a number of these women have slept with a number of men and a number of women. And a number of men that these women have slept with have been bisexual. The men just don't tell the women. And this is how transmitted diseases get transmitted. And as a man, you got to be careful. You have to understand the laws. You have to understand that Me Too is very real. You have to understand that feminism is real. Now, again, you're going to hear the term select and non-select. Now, I don't broadcast that over my YouTube channel because it's already been said. But there are different reasons for being selected and non-selected. What I do here on this channel, I provide information for men so they can live better lives. And I learn from other men. We may have different views on what we need to do, but at the end of the day, if you're a man, you should always be looking to get ahead, to get to the pinnacle. You have to know what's paramount in your life. The first thing you need to understand as a man, you need to realize that you are the prize, you are important, and you have to act like it. And too often, I've seen too many men, they have themselves been brainwashed by feminism. And when it comes to women, you only validate good women. You don't validate bad women. Too many men are validating bad women based off their exterior assets. You want a good woman in your life, like I said, you have to know what you want. You have to be responsible. You have to be trustworthy. And I'm going to tell you this divide here. It's between the older men and younger men. Now, I will tell you younger men something. Don't listen to a lot of these older men who have been simps their lives too, because what these older men are doing, they're trying to give you this old thinking into finding a modern day woman. It doesn't work. When it comes to dates, it's nothing wrong with going out on a date with your woman. But if you're just meeting random women and you're spending your money on women to get sex, then dating is a waste of time. It becomes a prostitution ring. It's legal. But you do not need to spend a lot of money on a woman to get a woman. Look, she's going to like you or she isn't going to like you. Certainly you should get to know a woman. But at the end of the day, you have to look at your money. Your money is your future. And spending your money on a number of women is not going to get you anywhere. Again, when you choose a woman, you want a woman who has integrity. You want a woman who has values of commitment, morals. You want a woman who hasn't slept around. You want a woman that you can integrate your life into. And trust me, as a man, if you're doing what you're supposed to do, the women will come to your feet. Now, I hear the word submission. If a woman is into you, really into you, and she sees that you're a producer, she sees that you're a good decision maker, she's going to submit. But just because she submits, women are still hypergamous. You have to continue to be on your grind, because a number of women are always looking for a bigger and better deal, because they're looking for security. Remember something, women feed off of emotions, and their emotions change with the weather. And this is why I was telling you guys that beauty is only skin deep. You can meet that average woman, and she could do a lot for you, but you got to give her a chance. But too many of us are looking for women who have the beautiful exterior, but at the end of the day, they don't have any substance. And if you become an older man like me, I'm 54 years old, I'll be 55 on Friday. At the end of the day, you need to know what you want from a woman. And you have to let a woman know that in order for me to value you, you have to bring more to the table than just your body. But see, a number of thirsty men out here have made it easier for low-hanging fruit women to have confidence that they can get any man they want. And when it comes to the feminist nonsense, I do blame it on a lot of us men. We men could have stopped it. But what we men didn't do is look at the ramifications of feminism because we didn't know about it. Many of us looked at the now. And we're finding out that the feminist ideology doesn't work. In fact, you have a number of women, like I said today, who've embraced lesbianism. And they've embraced it because a number of women are taught to hate men. Therefore, what do the men do? Well, that lesbianism has transcended into the acceptance of homosexuality. This is why you have a number of men who are switch hitters. This is why you have a number of men out here who like she-males and trainees and cross-dressers, because it's accepted. And of course, this is the problem with men. They're always looking for a hole to put a nut in. And at the end of the day, a number of men don't understand that they're also passing sexually transmitted diseases to women and other men, because when you sleep with a woman and that woman sleeps with another guy and you have a sexually transmitted disease, well, you give her a sexually transmitted disease, then she gives that guy a sexually transmitted disease, especially if that guy has been in jail. But as a man, if you're looking for a good woman, you got to be a good man. And a good man always has standards. And don't be shamed by having standards. If you're a man and you get up every day, like I don't go to the gym, but I do walking, I do calisthenics every day. This is why I lost the weight I've lost. And I keep it off. Keep my health straight. I keep my behavior straight. I eat properly. Plant-based diet. I eat a lot of nuts, legumes, grains. Get proper sleep. Also, you have to find a profession. I don't care what it is. Every man does not have to go to college. And this is the thing. You have a number of women who brag about their college degrees. College degree doesn't mean anything. In fact, women were incentivized to go to college because the workplace wants more women. So a number of women, they're not educated, they just have a piece of paper. But you do not need a piece of paper to be a good man. What you need to be a good man is good character, integrity. If you're spiritual, follow the Most High. But what you have to be as a man is responsible. Take care of yourself. Because again, being red pill does not mean sitting up here on YouTube talking about women all day. I do go in on the men. And for some of you older men out here, you got to wake up. Stop telling these young guys that they need to date women who are single mothers. They don't want to date a single mother, they don't have to date a single mother. And I don't think it's wise to date any woman who has children, whether they're young or whether they're old, because those children aren't going to respect you, because those children don't even want you around. And at the end of the day, you're doing yourself a disservice. The only thing that a number of these single mothers bring you is some occasional sexual gratification. And if that's all you see from a woman, then there's a problem right there. You got to look at a woman for how she's going to support you. And I'm talking about more in the realm of emotionally. Is she going to give you the incentive to go on with your life's goals? Is she going to be one who is going to make sure that you're safe around your own house? And when I mean safe around your own house, I shouldn't say, well, safe and secure. I mean, do you want a woman that is going to be nagging you every time you come home from work? No. That woman should create a safe haven, an enjoyable environment for you to come to. But in order for that to happen as a man, men have to be on their purpose. And it's not how many dates you go on with a woman. In fact, I hear this about dating. Oh, you should never take a woman on a date. My thing is, it's okay to go out on a date, but if you're just meeting a woman, you should go Dutch. I said that in my 65 rules of dating. Until it becomes something of relevance, don't spend your money on a woman. Because a number of them want to spend their money on you. That way, you will alleviate the constraint. And what I mean by the constraint, there are a number of men who believe that if they take a woman out, they can get sex or their owed sex. You eliminate that by going Dutch. And if she's not willing to go Dutch, then you don't go out with her, period. And the reason why I'm mentioning that, this is how you find out who she really is. See, a good woman is not a selfish woman. She's a selfless woman. And a good woman is going to put your relationship first. Even if it's above her family, her friends. But in order for that to happen, you got to be a man of purpose. You have to keep your word. And keeping your word is not just saying it, it is following it with action. You have to be a good communicator. When you are wrong, you have to mention that you're wrong, and you have to put it out there with this prospective woman that you're with on how you're going to fix it. I'm sorry, is not the answer. Because a number of individuals tell you they are sorry, but at the end of the day, they go back and do the same thing that they said they were sorry for. And another thing about a man, you cannot be a hypocrite. Word is always bond. You want people to trust you. Now, trust comes in several ways. Yes, you want to be loyal to a woman, but you want your decisions that you are making to be sound. You cannot be wishy-washy. Women want somebody they can feel secure with. Again, it is not about the looks. It's not about the game. But again, too many of us guys are putting looks before substance. Not saying that women don't put looks before substance, but this video is for men because this is a male space. Because at the end of the day, as men, we got to learn to get it right. And another thing, when we get on these panels, particularly I see it more with black men, we got to stop being so emotional. And see, women see a number of these guys on these panels, and they laugh at them because they look at us making a fool of ourselves, arguing with one another. And when it comes to a number of sisters here, some of the dysfunction that a number of black men have, these sisters are using to go over to white men. Now, I'm not saying that's the reason to date a white man. Date whoever you want. But at the end of the day, a number of these men, even my age, I'm 54, They've been brought up by single mothers. And the single mother taught them the woman's way of doing things. And if you're a woman, you need to see if a man is going to set off some masculine energy. Because I did a video on masculine energy and feminine energy. Too many men out here are coming off with emotion, effeminate energy. And I can see why some women, I don't agree with it, go out with more of a masculine woman. They want somebody masculine. A real woman wants a masculine man. Now, I've been to other countries, and going to other countries, you have to have yourself squared away. Everybody thinks getting out of America is going to make it easy. It's not going to make it easy, because you have to understand the customs of other countries. Because other countries, they don't play the same games when it comes to dating that we do. Here, you got to go through a bunch of game. You got to go through a bunch of pandering. No, you don't have to do that in other countries. But you better be squared away. You better know what you want. And being a man, you need to understand what being a man is. Don't allow women to define you of what manhood is. Because a number of them will define manhood as a shaming tactic. Like, if you don't want to take care of somebody else's children, you're not a man. Well, you're a fool if you do that in this day and age. But talking about beauty again, you got to focus on the characteristics, the integrity. You don't want somebody who looks good, but they have a number of social issues. They're on a number of medications. They come from backgrounds that are dysfunctional. I mean, if you don't believe me, you look at a number of shows on iDiscovery, Snapped. They have some very violent women on those shows. And these women came from poor households. You also have a number of violent men. And again, as a man, you should be looking for somebody of substance. And also, when it comes to conversation, there are a number of women out here who don't have any good conversational skills. Well, find something common that you can talk about. I know my experience with dating, most women believe the narrative of what they hear on TV, especially when it comes to politics. And the older a woman gets, the more she gets into politics. That's because they've been fed a bill of goods that they need the government instead of a man. Your man can take care of you better than the government. But when it comes to feminism, feminism has already diluted a number of these women's minds. And it's also diluted a number of these older men's minds. And see, older men, you got to understand this too. Many of you started simping, and you're still simping, and you're still in your feelings. And at the end of the day, the younger men don't respect you because they don't see you producing any results. And the younger men, they figured it out when it comes to these modern day women. And I'm talking about modern day women. But too many of you older men out here, you're putting that old fashioned thinking to women of today. You can't do that. Some of these women today are hoes. Undercover hoes. They have all the dating apps. This is why they believe in their minds they have all these options. They do because they have thirsty men. And a number of them are older men out here. But again, when it comes to beauty, beauty is only skin deep. But as a man, you should always keep yourself looking appealing because your appearance does make a difference. How you speak. your mannerisms, how you get along with other people. Now, I'm not saying put a woman on a pedestal. She has to earn your respect. But in reality, you want a woman in your life to respect you. Then she'll love you. I mean, if she's combative, if she doesn't follow your instructions, if she believes in the 5 power conferences of society more than she believes you. And the 5 power conferences of society are media, education, religion, government, and corporate jobs. Because a number of these modern day women, they will fall in line with those entities that have control over them, but they won't take the lead of her partner or husband. There's a problem with that. And the problem is, they don't respect their husband or partner, but they want their husband, partner to provide them with everything. Also, talking about marriage. And if a woman hyphenates her last name, you don't want to deal with that either. Because I see this trending, and it's been trending for 20 years now. Women aren't taking their husband's last name. They're hyphenating their last name. Now, I know some don't want to change their social security numbers, which is bullshit. Bottom line is, if you add the husband's name with a hyphen, you still got to change your social security number because you are under a different name. If you want to keep your last name, then keep your last name. But if you're going to do that, don't ask for anything traditional, ladies. Because a number of you ladies out here, you want traditionalism from a feminist mindset. That doesn't make any sense. And that confuses a number of men. And this is why men go at you all harshly, because you're talking out of both sides of your mouth. You're wishy-washy. And see, guys, you can't be wishy-washy. You can't be effeminate. And another thing, you can't be a male feminist. Because if you are looking for validation from a woman because you believe everything she says, it's going to be a matter of time till you have a conflict of interest with her or difference of opinion, and she's going to throw you under the bus as well. Because a male feminist is what? A male. And feminism only works one way. For the female. It's to give the female this artificial power through benefiting from the male structure, but with fake equality. In other words, it handicaps men. It suppresses men. It's like a fight with a woman. Women want equality from a man when that man has one hand behind his back. In other words, he's fighting with one fist instead of two fists, while she has two fists. That's not equality. But again, this video is not about equality. What I'm simply putting out to you is what you need to do as a man if you're looking for that quality woman. And when you have standards as a man, it's much easier for you to pick a quality woman because your eyes are going to be open. Because when it comes to being a man, you have to know what it is to be a man. And good women, okay, they don't have to have the dime bodies. All they need is good character, integrity. Certainly, be a good cook, that's part of it. Because when it comes to money, trust me, you can't buy a woman's love with money. She'll take your money. But women want feminine energy. You can't force a woman to like you by going out on dates. And that's where men have gone wrong. And at the end of the day, there are quality women out here. But men, you got to be honest with yourselves, where you are in life to find that quality woman. But the biggest problem I see with a number of men, and this video is about men and men only, so some of you men come up there and say, what about the women? Well, now you sound like a female. I'm telling us what we need to do as men, because we have to be able to get along with each other as men, and women see that as well. We can't be dysfunctional, but you can find a good woman during this age of feminism. But the only way that's really going to happen is, as a man, you got to maintain your purpose. You got to be truthful. You got to understand life. And the only way to understand life is understand truth. And the way you get the truth is you become red pill. And that's my commentary for this edition of the 411 Talk Zone radio show right here on YouTube. If you like what I just presented, please comment, share, and subscribe. And also subscribe to my other channel, The Mind of STEM, where I give you a daily dose of science, technology, engineering, and math. Also, check out my Blog Talk radio shows. I have them every weekend, and I talk about red pill content. If you can't find my videos anywhere, you check me out on Facebook and Twitter. And also the links to everything, my Facebook and Twitter page, they're at the bottom of all of my YouTube channels in the comments section. So again, I want to thank you for watching. I'll be producing more videos, but I want to leave you with this. Be blessed for what you have. Don't worry about what you don't have. Always know that the sun rises in the east and sets in the west. And always know this: if it doesn't apply, let it fly. But if the shoe fits, wear it. If you don't like the shoe, change it. And that's it for this video. Once again, I want you to have a wonderful and blessed day. My name is Leon Jones. Till next time, I'm out.